There's a trick on the Ableton Move that sounds a little bit weird at first, but it actually sparked some of the most inspiring sessions I had in weeks on this device. How it works, let's check it out. Hi friends, my name is Kvndra. I'm an electronic musician and live act, and with the Ableton Move I had a little bit of an issue because I'm a huge fan of modulation. If you follow the signal chain stories that I have together with Mordio, you will definitely know we talk a lot about modulation and how to modulate sounds. Now on the Ableton Move, out of the box, there's no way of using LFOs or such things like that. However, I found a way how I can modulate my sounds and play weirdly modulated sounds, which I did actually with my hands. So let me show you how that works. In this example here, I have the ePiano MIDI loaded. It's a preset that comes with the Ableton Move, so you can recreate that if you have a Move as well. It's a very nice sound, but actually very basic. So there's nothing really being modulated. It sounds nice, but it's also a little bit dull. So what I like to do now is I create a loop. Let's say we go for a 2-bar loop. And now the trick is to record automations, but without playing anything. So I will now modulate or automate all of these 8 parameters here. So let me just quickly do that. And there's 2 ways on how you can do that actually. So the first one would be you activate a metronome and you do it kind of like quantized to the groove to get kind of like a rhythmic modulation. I don't like to do that and turn the metronome off to get some even weirder random results. Let me just quickly do that. So we hit record and now we start to modulate these parameters. The next ones. Next ones, and the next ones. Okay, now I have them all recorded. Of course, we don't hear anything, but now if I hit play and play the piano, you will now hear this. That's obviously very extreme now. You can now go into the fine tuning, and I think what I don't like that much is here the resonance and the filter. I want to record that in again, but a little bit more slowly and evolving over time. Okay, let's hear how it sounds now. Yeah, I hope you could hear kind of like how much we have transformed the sound, and you can repeat this again and again and again until you find a pattern that you actually really like with the modulation on it, and then just start to record your pattern into the Move and you immediately have a much more interesting sound. And I can hear people now basically saying, well, you could also record the pattern first and then do the automation afterwards. Yes, that works. However, I found for myself that if I record the automation first and then kind of like play my pattern, it brings up new ideas while I play, because my playing then reacts to the different movements I have created for the knobs, which makes actually a big difference. That was already pretty wild, but we can still take it a step further. A bonus tip to use on that is not only to modulate all the 8 parameters that come with the synth sound, but also start to modulate the effects that are on it. So this one here right now has a chorus ensemble and a delay on it. And let's start to do basically the same thing as we've done before. Okay, let's hear how it sounds. It has this clicking in it, but I actually really like it. Okay, that's already kind of nice. Let's see what we can squeeze out of the delay, and here's where things can get really weird, because you have on the delay your filter and your time modulation, and this can really mess up things. Let's go for it. First we go with time and feedback. Now we have here the filter settings. Be gently on those. Now we are coming to the modulation part. And then obviously in the end, the dry wet. I'll just modulate that also very quickly so we can see some weird results. Okay, let's see how it sounds. Whoa. Could go on forever with that. It's so much fun. And that's, I mean, you can already see the potential. Some things were not totally on point, and that's completely fine, because that's free exploration here, and we're just trying to squeeze as much out of the sound. But man, that's fun. that's really cool. And this kind of like brought my playing on the move to a completely new level. And the cool thing is, even if there are just some elements in the sounds that you like, you can always go back here to the listen to the automations, hear where the weirdness that you like and don't like is coming from. And this way also you learn a lot more about the sounds that you have on here. So it's a great practice to do. It has randomness in it, it has modulation in it, and it's just like, I mean, there's no other way that I've found to modulate sounds that crazy on the Ableton Move and still being able to play them. I really like this trick because it generates these unexpected movements in the sound that you can then further shape into more musical ideas. You could also then go on and resample that and then put it on a drum rack and fire off all these weird samples that you have created. The possibilities are basically endless here, and that's what I really like about this technique. I hope that you also found this one useful. If you did, a sub, a like, and maybe also a comment what you liked about this technique, or maybe how you have already used it, or some other modulation techniques you found on the move. Just let me know down in the comment section, and I would love to see you again in the next video. Till then, I wish you an amazing time, stay creative, and have a wonderful week. Bye bye.